Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I am finally doing, this has actually been a request. So I've been doing a little series, got a little bit of fingernail polish on my table there, sorry. I've been doing a little series, cardstock hits and misses, and the last one I did was Llewellyn. I think I had one miss in there. And I've been putting this one off just because it's probably my favorite cardstock, no matter how it comes. And they've come in several different ways. And it's probably the most publishing company I have the most decks of. And then somebody started requesting it, and I'm like, oh, to compare the cardstocks to some of the decks I have for this. So this is Cardstock Hits and Misses, episode 4, Lo Scarabeo. Now, I've always pronounced it Lo Scarabeo. A couple people here like a month or so ago. I mean, I've been on this channel for almost 5 years, and I just now had somebody try to correct me and tell me it's Lo Scarabeo. I've said Bayo forever. It's kind of like a southern twang thing, I guess. I don't know. Nobody else seems to mind that I say Lo Scarabeo. I say it however you want, but it's Lo Scarabeo Bio decks. I have a lot of them. I'm still kept it to 10 because that's what the previous videos have done. So I'm going to talk about them, and I couldn't really tell you if these are real hits or misses. I don't know. I think the boxes that come in may be misses, but not the cardstock. We'll see. So this may be a little bit different just because I love them. Because I'm a riffle shuffler, Lo Scarabeo I love that all of their decks, no matter how they come, I can riffle shuffle. But I've been dying to talk about this video because I have a couple new ones. The last deck I got was an Oracle, which you saw the video. I uploaded it yesterday. But the last 2 tarot decks I got were Lo Scarabeo, and they're phenomenal. So that's what we're going to say for last. So the first deck I ever got that was a Lo Scarabeo deck was the Tarot Illuminati. It's the second tarot deck I ever bought. It's by Eric C. Dunn, companion book by Kim Huggins. And let me tell you, the book is fantastic. It's a huge 2-part box. The only other deck that I've seen come in it's a magnetic box, but it's huge. Like, this is the size of the book here. The only other deck that I've seen, or that I have, that from Lo Scarabeo that came like this is the second tarot deck they created together, which is the Tarot Apocalypsis, which I have also. But I didn't put it in this video because they have so many other things to talk about than the companion deck, which I love it too, but they're gorgeous. So it comes in, you saw, where the book was on top, and then this plastic thing the deck sits inside with the ribbon. It's got this little card here. Wait, we got a card here. Shouldn't be in there. It's an advertisement card also. These are what I would deem traditional tarot size right here. Most of Lo Scarabeo decks do not come traditional tarot size. They're either larger or smaller. But this, to me, oh my God, the 3 of Swords right on top, really. This is the card that prompted me to be able to start really getting out of my own way and learning tarot right here, this card. But the cardstock is shiny, but I still don't mind it. As you can see, can shuffle it beautifully. It's a beautiful shuffle. Despite the fact that it's glossy, but it's still thin. It's almost like it's the size and thickness of a traditional RWS deck. But glossy. Now, this is I would say, exception to the Lo Scarabeo rule, because it came in a different kind of box. It's a different kind of cardstock, as you're going to see. And it's more traditional tarot size. It does have different oh my gosh, I can't even think straight. It has different, each suit has a different race, religion, cult, whatever. I can't remember the word I'm trying to say right now, but y'all know. I love this swirl card. It's the reason I bought the deck. It's stunning. This is the deck I learned on. Freaking Hermit is gorgeous. And this is what made me like Low Scarabeo decks. Low Scarabeo decks. And I tried to edge it in this gold paint marker. It came out horrible. And there's paint all over the front of the cards too. But as you can see, it shuffles phenomenal. And that's deck 1. I would say this is probably the best. Nope. This is a hit. Despite the fact that it comes in this huge box, it's a magnetic box, so the deck's not going anywhere. It's protected. It comes with a gorgeous book. The book alone was worth buying this deck. It is fantastic. Kim Huggins, amazing writer. So, yeah, there's deck 1. So, deck 2, we're going to go with the tiny, and I'm going to say this is a miss just because I have other mini decks of theirs, and they're in a 2-part box. This is the mini Klimt Tarot, and it comes in the box kind of like what you're going to see here in a minute, like one of their other type of boxes, and I don't like it because it's super loose. It is a super thick box like their normal 2-part boxes that are stand up like this, but I like the ones where you can pull the whole top off. I don't have one in, oh, I do have one in here. I'll show it to you next. But this, to me, for a mini, is a miss. I do like the cardstock. It's the same traditional, normal cardstock of all of their decks. You can't riffle shuffle because it's too small. But it is bigger than, actually, seems to be smaller than the next deck I'm going to show you. It's got a lot of gold on it. A lot of nudity. It's the Klimt Tarot. I got the mini. I actually got the mini for Secret Santa for Christmas this past year. It was on my list. Somebody bought it for me. And I'm like, I was going to try it out to see if I wanted the big one. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure. But I would say this is a miss just because it feels like the cardstock is even smaller than their normal minis. And I don't like the upper part of the tuck box here. They should have kept this in a regular 2-part box. But you'll see here in a minute. This is also a traditional, one of Low Scarabeo's traditional type of boxes. So the next deck I'm going to show you, deck 3, is the Radiant Wise Spirit, and you can see this has been used a lot. I love the hard shell box here. You can't hardly get that off. They just seem to hold up better than this box for a mini. And look, the cards are even bigger. This it feels like they're so much shorter. Yeah, look how much thinner they are, the Klimt Tarot is, than the other. And it's shorter, too. So, I don't think they did the Klimt Tarot any service by putting it in this type of box. I do love the Radiant Wise. So, to me, this is a hit. Because I love the 2-part box. I love the cardstock. It's big enough that I can actually ruffle shuffle it. So much bigger than the Klimt Tarot. Of course, the images are gorgeous. From what I hear, the large version of this is glossy and the thicker cardstock, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, for Low Scarabeo. So I'm happy with the mini, honestly, because I like the matte cardstock. I like the images. I don't see RWS as being glossy, so I don't know that I would like it if it was glossy. But I love the coloring here. And I love the size of it. This deck goes a lot of places with me. And I love that it's in a 2-part box like that instead of this. So, even though this is more traditional, you'll see for the full size, this is better for a mini. if that makes any sense. So this is a hit. This is not. Okay. Next. Speaking of the Santa Muerta Tarot, everybody's seen this deck. Oh, see, it's not wanting to come off. I don't know why, but and you'll see here in a minute when I show you the last two, the older decks that are this top part coming off, they're secure in there. That's like, you have to almost pry that off. It's secure. The deck's not going anywhere, which is not the case with a couple of the newer decks that I'll show you here in a second. However, their cardstock's different, so I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a more traditional tarot size. I think it's a little bit bigger than the traditional tarot size, honestly. I don't know why they're all turned around. That's weird. Maybe I just have them turned around wrong. I don't often use this deck. It usually just comes out in Halloween time. But it's so beautiful. I love it. Despite the fact that it's a thicker cardstock. It's glossy, obviously. I still love it to pieces. So, if I'm really being honest, this would be a miss on the cardstock. But I have so many of these kind of boxes here that I've gotten so used to it that it's no longer a miss, if that makes sense. And actually this feels even thinner than the next one I'm going to show you here. That's the same type of box. So this is, yeah, beautiful. I think I was dreading this video just because I have so much to say. So much to say. So that is the Santa Muerta Tarot. And I'm going to leave one of those cards out because I'm going to check out the next box here. Where'd the book go? The next deck is my shadow work deck that I use exclusively for shadow work. It is the Frank Pinter Tarot. I've used the crap out of this deck. And I've always thought the cardstock was a little too thick for my taste. No, it's the same. I forget cherry right on top. It's the same as the Santa Muerta. Like, exactly the same. So, yeah. And, yeah, it's bigger. I should have brought a regular RWS out here. Because these are slightly bigger than our traditional RWS. But this is my shadow work deck. My number one Uno. If I know I need to work on shadow work, this deck comes out. I've used the crap out of it. And usually I only pull it out in the winter time. Because that's apparently when I do shadow work. Because I'm trying to get happy the rest of the year. But this is, again, it's one of those. It's a thicker cardstock. So normally this would be a miss. But because I've gotten used to it, it's no longer a miss. Same with the Santa Muerta. It's weird. Because initially I would have been like, that's total miss. But it's not. Because I can shuffle. I didn't show you either one, but I can riffle shuffle both of those. Despite how thick the cards are, they're still riffle shuffleable. So next, I'm going to show you, actually let me show you this one. It's the Taramuha. This top is smaller than the other two. If you notice, the other two are longer. And I think that's what keeps them on. This one falls off all the time. So I don't like it. And they're thick boxes like the mini. But again, the thicker boxes for the large ones are better than on the mini. I don't know why. I have edged this in orange to match the backs. Gorgeous. And again, they're, to me, slightly bigger than a regular tarot size. These are actually thinner than those two I just showed you. So they're more like the RWS, like the Radiant White Spirit here. The mini, that's the traditional, to me, tarot size. Or tarot feel of a deck. But I love this deck to pieces. Again, I don't think the cardstock is a miss. It's glossy, but it's not hindering anything. I just figured out a deck I'm going to pair this with. might have to leave this out. I haven't used it in forever. But it's a gorgeous deck. The cardstock is a hit, but the box to me is a mess because it's got the tiny lid that, I mean, I could do that and look, it fell right off. Whereas these, it's going to take a second for them to fall off. So, that's it for now for these type of boxes. So next we have, where's it at? Oh. The tuck box. The dreaded Low Scarabeo tuck box. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. I have so many tuck boxes. And all of them look like this on top because they've been used a lot. Actually, except the next one I'm going to show you. And for the longest, all I could tell you was you're either going to get a card like this one. Let me, I forgot to edge that. I edged it in dark red. It looks like maroon. So, for the longest, I would say, hey, you're either going to get a 2-part box. It's going to be this thicker, larger cardstock. Or you're going to get a tuck box. And it's going to be much thinner and much smaller. So, see how much smaller the Jack-o'-lantern tarot is to the Fire and Pinter. So, these, for even now, these traditionally are what you expect in Low Scarabeo decks. Either this with the 2-part box, thicker box, or this cardstock shuffles freaking amazing with the tuck box. There's the pumpkins. This is a gorgeous deck. This to me is a hit, despite the fact that it comes in a tuck box. I love the cardstock. I love how thin they are. If all of their decks could be this quality, I would be fine. But I love this deck. 2 pieces. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I'm running out of time, so I'm trying to hurry this up so I can get to the last 2. Okay. One more. We already went through all them? Yeah, we have. So I only have 3 more. So this is the Egyptian Art Nouveau tarot. It just came out last year? Year before? I don't remember. And it's funny because all of these tuck boxes and the next couple decks I'm going to show you, it's a strength card from the Fire and Pinter. These are the backs. Now this one I think these cards are longer. Like, when I first got the deck, it's the same thinness of the cardstock. Same tuck box. But I'm like, they appear to be slightly longer. And that's why I left this out. I'm going to check this out right now. They are slightly taller and wider. See, I know my Low Scarabeo decks. This is the first one that I was like, it's different. What's different? Why is it different? And I realized it's a longer deck. Slightly, you still have slight, but you can tell after you've had so many of their tuck boxes, you can tell what's smaller and what's different about it. So this to me would still be a hit just because, first of all, it's stunning. Stunning deck. Even though it's longer, I can still riffle shuffle. And because it's a thinner cardstock, it shuffles. Mwah, amazing. So that is the Egyptian Art Nouveau. So the last 2 are the newest 2. I hope I'll get them before I run out of time. I bought this one first. Actually, I'm going to show them together because I've been using them together. Under the Oak Tarot and Earth Woman Tarot. And I'm going to tell you, they are the 2-part box. But the 2-part box quality went downhill. Because, as you can see, they're laying flat and the tops roll off. They're very much thinner than the others. If you look how thick these boxes are compared to these, they're way thinner. So they kind of cheaped out on the decks, or on the boxes, which kind of upset me. Because I'm used to this thicker, deck box that can withstand things, right? This one is gilded. And then I pulled this deck out, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is a completely different cardstock than anything I've ever had with Low Scarabeo before. It's a matte, and it's soft, and you're like, what is happening? The deck is gorgeous. I've been using this with the other one here. And they are perfection. I couldn't even tell you which one's my favorite between the two. It's like they go together. But the images are different. The storyline is different in the decks. But they just, they're so good. So good. And then the cardstock, it's almost indie deck quality, this deck, because it's got the shimmy I like. And I'm like, it's matte, but it's not real. You can't, yeah, look at the cards here. Like, come on. Stunning. And I'm like, even though it's gilded, which I've never seen a Low Scarabeo deck gilded. That's crazy. Crazy top. And then you got the shuffle that's stunning. And you're like, what happened? I love the cardstock. The only reason these would be misses would be the boxes. They suck. I don't know what happened, but their two-part boxes suck on these two decks. However, I was like, okay, so this one's a two-part box. It's the exact same box as this. They're thinner. You can tell they're weaker boxes. But then you pull out the deck. This is number 10, okay. And it is a freaking matte. I edged it in this maroon, and then I went over it with like a brown to match the backs. I love it. Then I pulled it out, started working with it, and I'm like, what the hell? This, too, is a cardstock unlike anything I've ever had with Low Scarabeo. And, I mean, freaking stunning deck. I thought I was going to have a problem with the faces in this deck. I don't even notice that there's no faces. This deck reads phenomenally. Phenomenally. And it's a nice, matte, indie feel cardstock. And I'm like, what is happening? So they skimped out on the boxes, but they made the cardstock quality so much richer. So much richer. Don't get me wrong. I love Low Scarabeo box. Like I just showed you every variety they have, basically. Every variety. This is a little bit thicker than the Under the Oak Tarot. But it's just nice matte. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous cardstock. The decks are gorgeous. It makes the decks so much better because you can shuffle them. Look at that. Stunning. You can shuffle them amazingly well. And I have, like I just showed you, if you want me to do a video on all my Low Scarabeo decks, I will. I have like 50, 60 of them. I have a lot. So the second there's something different, I'm going to notice. And I did. And these last two, they are hits on the cardstock. It is so freaking amazing. But the boxes are something left to be desired. Because it's like in order to produce these new, better, wonderful cardstocks, they had to skimp on the boxes. And I'm like, why? Both boxes came banged up. They're just way thinner than what I'm used to with the two-part box. I don't mind that they're two-part box. And they're more tarot size. These... Where's it at? We're running out of time. I'm going to pull out the Ferret Printer. This one I was retreating back to. Look at this. They're more... See, the Ferret Printer is wider and a hair taller. These are more traditional tarot. Then we got the tuck box. Look how much thinner that is than the... So the two new decks are regular tuck box size. Or regular tarot size. So this is the same size as the Ferret Printer. Actually, Ferret Printer is a little bit wider. So this one is more traditional. They're just pretty much the same. Yeah, this one's a little bit bigger. They're more traditional tarot size now, which has never happened either. And they're stunning. And I don't know what happened with the cardstock, but it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So much better than they had before, even though I love the cardstocks they had before. And I'm just showing you these because I've worked with these this past week, and they're just stunning together. I love them. But yeah, if you like a nice matte shimmy with your cardstock, these are the decks to get. But that's all the decks I have to show you in my Low Scarabeo version, episode 4. I hope my rambling didn't confuse you. Because like I said, to me they're all hits. It's more the cardstock or the box quality, I think. But yeah, these are the latest I have in my little series I'm doing here. This is the hits and misses of Low Scarabeo decks. And I just want to show you my 2 newest ones, which you're going to see again here in a minute. Not in a minute, but probably in a couple of days. Because I'm doing the decks I got in June. And I got both of those within days of each other. So, that's all I got for you to now. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night.